wondered where sand comes from? Well, sand comes from a series of processes that include weathering, erosion, and deposition, aka W.E.D. Our Earth's landscape is the shape it is today because of W.E.D. Weathering is the process of breaking down the Earth's surface and wearing down rock and soil. Water is one of the causes of weathering, as flowing water smooths down the rock bit by bit. Water can also get into the cracks and freeze, breaking down the rock as the frozen water expands. For example, the Grand Canyons are the result of flowing water wearing away the rock, creating the distinct shapes we all know today. Wind can also cause weathering over long periods of time as the wind slowly wears down the rock. Erosion carries away the pieces of the earth broken down by weathering. Water and wind are ways of erosion. Small pieces of rock or sediment can easily be transported by water. Rain, rivers, or streams, just to name a few, can carry the pieces of earth to the oceans or lakes. Wind can carry small pieces of earth, like sand, to different places. Erosion can transport the sediment from just a few feet to miles away from its starting position. Deposition is when the eroded earth bits are deposited somewhere else. Deposition occurs when the movement of the sediment, aka the earth pieces, have stopped. You can do a science experiment at home with common materials to see this process in action. Get a pan, some sand, Skittles, and water. Make a small hill in the pan with the sand, and dig a small groove in the middle to make a river. Place the Skittles on the edge of the river and pour some water down the river and observe. You should see some Skittles flowing with the water onto the flat surface of the pan. You should see the dye on the Skittles bleeding out along with the sugar breaking off the Skittle. By the time the Skittles reach the bottom, they are nearly white. This represents weathering. The flow of the Skittles and food dye to the bottom represents erosion, and the Skittles and color at the bottom represents deposition, as the Skittles and weathered dye/sugar has been deposited at the bottom. In today's video, you learned about W.E.D, weathering, erosion, and deposition.